On this episode of my so-called podcast, we're going back to May 20th, 1997.
We're going to discuss The Color and the Shape from the Foo Fighters and Luc Besson's The Fifth Element.
Hey everybody, welcome to my so-called podcast. I'm Eric Spiegel.
And I'm Gary Linton.
And my so-called podcast is a bi-weekly podcast in which we take you back to a week in the 90s and review an album and a film.
That's what we do.
That's our podcast.
This week we're going back to the year 1997. What was the week again, Eric?
May 20th.
May 20th. All right, May 20th, 1997.
And what a week it was.
Was it?
Yep. So we were already out of college.
Yeah. Yep.
First year of college in the books.
Oh, yeah, not out of college, but we're done with the first
right.
year.
Probably done with finals, like for a month. I feel like it's weird. Finals are like in April.
Yeah, that's weird.
So weird.
That's so weird.
It's so weird. Do we have a guest this week?
Yes,
no?
we do.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
Yeah. So last week or 2 weeks ago we had Colin Ravenhill. This week we have Scott Ravenhill.
Right. And with the Ravenhill family, with the Spiegel family, it's already been noted that we always talk about Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna, yes.
But with the Ravenhill family, we just do different KLF albums, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Wait. No. I already said The Color and the Shape.
Oh, okay. Well.
It's not KLF, The Reckoning.
So Scott Ravenhill is here. Welcome, Scott.
Great, yeah, thanks. Glad to be back. Appreciate the invite.
It's always nice to have somebody fly in from out of state for the podcast.
That's how you flew in, right? Or
yeah.
Why you flew in.
Basically. I just want to say up top, you guys are doing great work here. So we've been over 4 years now. I appreciate
flattery will get you everywhere.
All right. Well, I haven't seen any donations from Scott yet. But
I left a comment one time, so...
That's
it was
true.
a very generous comment.
I think you were correcting our politics or geography or something.
Probably, but it was still
it was nuclear arms knowledge.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
There was like a nuclear arms treaty that I got wrong in the trivia section.
Sounds right.
That does sound like something you know more about than I do.
That's why I jumped in.
Right. That's what I love about our fan base, Gary. Is like we have so many different walks of life.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
they can teach us things about nuclear
now,
arms.
We think we're teaching them about the 90s, but they're actually teaching us about life.
I don't think I ever thought that I was teaching anyone about anything with
No,
this podcast.
You preach a lot.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of strong opinions.
Oh, okay.
Right. I'm a bit of a curmudgeon.
That's true.
That doesn't mean that I think that anyone's learning anything.
No. I learn every time.
Right. Well, we have a bit of a symbiotic relationship.
I'm really
we sort of
dumb.
feed off each other.
Yeah.
Are you where there's another My So-Called podcast?
Yes.
Have you guys discussed that already?
Yeah, we're the real
You Google you guys, you really get inundated by this other podcast.
And they actually, our downloads have shot up since they
Nice.
Right, we're sucking off their listeners. One of my relatives actually sent them a little angry note saying, are you aware
really?
that there's already a My So-Called podcast that has over 100 episodes? Yeah. And their response was like, yeah, but ours is about that TV show.
Fair point.
Yeah, that is
a better title.
Exactly.
Might I suggest you guys rebrand, new title? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, new title. Who dis?
Maybe staking out the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, how about
Eric's excited about that one.
It just took me a while to understand. I thought you were going to make it all about the sequel to Stakeout, another Stakeout with Rosie O'Donnell. That came out in the 90s. I was going to correct you that Stakeout came out in the 80s, so that wouldn't make sense.
Well, I was more referring to the steaks that you guys promise each other, but don't seem to deliver very often. In fact, I think the first and only steak that was delivered was last year, unless I missed one.
Yeah, no, that was it. But you're thinking that's a big enough aspect of our podcast.
Is that running gag?
It should be in the title.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well,
it's a steak that gets talked about so much. put in the title.
Right.
Yeah, that's
It's like waiting for Godot with those steaks.
The barrage of imagery that just comes off of that title is
Right.
impressive.
Well,
Staking out the 90s.
What's the out part of the staking out? Are we hiding while we watch these movies?
Well, you're just chilling in the 90s,
That's
soaking
true,
up
yeah.
and spitting out pop culture from the 90s.
Right. And the albums and movies that we watch, they don't notice us.
Right. Exactly.
Why don't they notice us?
This has all been a weird gamut to get pop culture stuff from the 90s to notice us.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
I mean, I bet that when I went to see that Garbage concert that Shirley Manson probably took note of my shirt that I was wearing.
Did it say My So-Called Podcast?
No.
Oh.
But that would be a good idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that the 90s show on the TV program on MTV?
Is there a 90s show now? I think there's a 90s sitcom on Netflix as well.
I think so.
But those came out now, Duggan, so that's not really what we do.
I know. You guys really stay in the 90s. You don't really talk about present day at all and how you guys are doing with your daily life, right?
Well,
might be a good... Let's open it up a little bit more to the listeners. We want to get to know
do you
the
guys
both
have
of
any
you.
medical problems that you want to talk about? I had a
I got this-
biking accident
got
and
this
my ribs hurt still.
Goiter.
You have a goiter?
Yeah.
Yo, rib breaking and bruising is very painful for a very long time. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Have you ever broken or bruised those things?
Just the collarbone.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
my heart-
Is that really
heart-
painful?
I've heard it is.
Oh, you've never broken it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I broke my collarbone, but I was 2.
You know,
Yeah. So I don't remember.
right. Just like you don't remember your
But
circumcision.
that was... I do remember that. Because that happened last week.
That's why you keep
You wanted to get personal.
oxycodone.
We're getting personal.
What are we doing here?
We're doing. Go back to the 90s. We're going to talk about Color and the Shape and The Fifth Element.
Okay, good. Well,
We'd like to go
trivia.
trivia.
Yeah, well, should we do trivia first? Or should we say, why did you pick these things, Scott?
Really don't have any direct connection to these
Oh.
to the album or the movie. I mean, I was aware of them, and I think I'd heard songs from the album and had seen pretty much most of the movie, but never like in one sitting. And just wanted to use this as an opportunity to go back and explore, I think these well-known albums and a movie, and talk about it. I think they would generate some good discussion, especially the Fifth Element.
So you were just sort of scanning through lists of stuff.
Yeah, it took about 2 weeks to really nail down these two.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, you wanted to do Cookie's Fortune, but that is not on... we can't find that anywhere.
No.
So Robert Altman's Ghost, if you're listening...
please.
Wait. What do you want him to do?
Make the movie again and re-release it?
No, just...
Kind of like
release it.
Psycho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call
So
up
if you're
Gus-
listening,
call up
Gus
Gus
Van
Van
Sant,
Do your job,
do a
sir.
shot-by-shot remake of Cookie's Fortune, starring Anne Heche and Vince Vaughn.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, Bill Macy. I'd like William H. Macy to have that facial hair that he has on that Shameless program, though, if he was going to be in the remake.
Well, I think that's... we can get it in his contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Robert Altman's Ghost. Contact Gus Van Sant's alive body. Or he could possess him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or
That could be a good Shocktober episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, what is...
Wait, I'm going to cut out the middleman. We could have not Alfred Hitchcock. We could have Robert Altman's Ghost possess Jeff Bezos and stick it on Prime.
Yeah.
That's a little...
That'd be
more
faster.
Simpler, yeah.
Right.
That's a more elegant solution to the
And
problem.
I
I
feel
like
like
Gus
Altman's
Van
kind of
Sant.
a populist guy, so while he's inhabiting Jeff Bezos' body, he'll increase salaries in those warehouses.
Yeah. Could he decrease the Prime membership a
I
little
think
bit? It keeps going up every year. Come on now.
I think that if Altman's ghost tried to do that, Bezos would be like, "No, get out!"
It'd be a
He'd
real,
throw himself down the stairwell.
it'd be a real
Yep.
Whoopi Goldberg and ghost situation.
I'll direct your movie, but I won't raise the salary.
Wait, and then Robert Altman's ghost is like, "But I don't know have any proof of your directing prowess. You haven't directed a movie. Just because you're the world's richest man doesn't mean you can do anything you want."
Right.
Then he'll join a basketball team and play and help the other team win.
And they'll be like, "It's not in the rule book,
I can't find it in the rule book.
so we gotta allow him play."
Should we do
All right.
trivia?
Trivia, yes.
All right, you're winning.
Are you guys almost out of cards yet?
We'll never be out of cards.
Okay.
That's
It's
our
an
little
infinite
secret.
supply.
Yeah.
Okay.
Infinite supply, 19 to 13. So I have to just make sure you don't get any right. That's my strategy because I can't win this week,
Okay.
but I can not
I can
lose.
win. I can win.
What was the count again? Sorry.
1913.
So as soon as he gets one right, maybe I should answer all of mine first.
Ooh, yeah.
And then,
build the drama.
then
Yeah,
you,
okay,
because
that's
then
fine.
there'll be.
Whatever.
No, why don't we just let him answer one? And if he wins, then we can just move on.
We can just
We can move on to the next thing.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's an idea too.
As soon as you win, we move on to the next 0 to
So
0.
then,
I
but you would
see.
have
Okay.
potentially more questions.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
But you might need that. Since you've lost the last two or
I'm
three.
not
right?
good at
No,
this.
yeah.
I feel like I'm a fairly good trivia guy too. I
Yeah.
feel like Gary secretly picks the hardest questions.
No,
He's like, this
tried.
one's about professional golf.
Last time I was,
Who
I did
is
the.
Sammy
It's
Bob
not
Steps?
Arnold Palmer. Then I don't know.
They only know him because of the drink.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and it's so refreshing.
It is.
Jack
Yes.
Nicklaus, or right? Nicholas is the golfer.
Have you ever had a sparkling Arnold Palmer? Just put some sparkling water in it. Refreshing. It's like a spritzer.
What's the what are the proportions? Is a third, a third, a third? Then
No, it's whatever you want.
why isn't there sparkling tea?
That's kind of what this
Asking
is.
the
though.
hard questions.
Man. Silence, man.
Yeah,
You really
exactly.
hit on something there, Eric.
Even Robert Altman's ghost got his mind blown by that one.
Yeah.
Just like Cookie's mind was blown.
I don't remember.
I
that
don't
film.
remember it either.
What? She committed suicide.
Oh,
In the pillow.
Yeah, that, and then she has a fortune,
Yeah.
and I think it goes to Steven
some
Tyler's
sort of-
daughter or something.
Fisticuffs battle at the end. Whoever wins gets
Liv.
her
It's
fortune
Liv Tyler.
type of thing.
Right.
And then they go fishing.
It's
It's a delight.
no, thank you.
All right, but we're going to talk about Fifth Element later.
All right, Gary. What White House cabinet member did Will Ferrell portray on Saturday Night Live in a royal blue dress and pearls?
Janet Reno.
I mean, John Reno.
Yes, that's what I meant.
That's right,
look
you
at that.
win.
Nice, okay.
New game. How many steaks
thank
do I owe
goodness.
you now?
2.
2 steaks?
Yeah, I owe you 1, though.
So now I'm just back to owing you 1 steak.
Yes, we can do that. All right. Here's my question for you. Who became Woody Allen's mother-in-law in 1997?
Is it Demi Moore, perhaps?
Wait. Shh.
No, come on. This isn't
wait,
hard.
He married Sunyi Previn,
Yes.
so Mia Farrow became his mother-in-law.
Yes.
Yes, and that's right.
Yep.
That's gross. He's his own grandpa. Did you know that?
Oh, interesting.
No, how is he his
makes
grandpa?
It's that whole Sun Yi and Mia Farrow thing is not quite as gross as the Meryl Hemingway stuff in Manhattan.
No. All right.
They talk about sex a lot and the sex they're having. It's really gross.
Right, it's inappropriate.
I don't remember that part.
It's like the whole movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe the whole
And-
black and white thing threw me off.
Well, the cinematography is delightful.
Yeah.
Should watch it for that.
It's better than Cookie's Fortune.
It's debatable.
I don't remember that movie.
That's why it's debatable.
All right.
No, you're asking me another question.
Oh, okay.
So it's 1-0 Eric.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
got the early lead on
Yes,
you.
he does.
Stakes have
What
risen.
socially minded company churned out Newman's Own ice cream?
I mean, it's Newman's Own. Isn't the name of the company, isn't
Paul
Paul-
Newman Limited.
it? Okay, yeah, let's go with that.
Ben and Jerry's. It's confusing. It's two brands in one.
Yeah, that was confusing.
I wasn't really paying attention.
That's
to
cool.
the question.
It's,
No
um,
worries.
Must be like Italian dressing flavored, right?
Or popcorn flavored.
You ever been to the Ben and Jerry's factory?
In Vermont?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
It's kind of cool. They got a graveyard next to it of all the flavors that have now passed on.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Is it
sad.
haunted
Sad.
by the ghost of Robert Altman?
Why would he haunt that?
Because he loves ice cream.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
part
know
of the
that.
problem.
Yeah. Oh, now when I think back to MASH, yeah, he did love ice cream.
I think part of the problem was that he loved martinis so much. He was like drunk through a lot of the filming of his films. People would say he would just be drunk a lot.
That's why there's always that all the audio. So he never yelled "cut." People kept talking over each other.
He's passed out in his director's chair.
I think it might be that why there's such a dip in quality in some movies.
Bob, should we cut?
Hey Bob, they keep
What?
talking over each other. As a director, do you want to do something about that?
No, it sounds fine to me.
Okay, what Twin Peaks star went mainstream in The Practice?
Ooh, maybe Dermot Mulroney, perhaps?
Was he on Twin Peaks?
Oh, no.
I'm thinking Laura Flynn Boyle.
Oh.
That's
I
it.
second
Ding
that.
it.
Dermot Mulroney got his start in career opportunities. We've
Yeah,
covered
he did.
that.
Yeah, we did.
Maybe that's why I thought about that. Where's Laura Flynn Boyle these days? Huh?
She's-
I don't know. That could be an
She's
article
paper
at the
thin.
bottom of another article that I read that I don't want to
On
read.
Yahoo.
She's wasting
Why
away.
Hollywood won't cast Laura Flynn Boyle anymore.
Yep.
I'd click on that.
Yeah, you would.
It goes directly to the Wikipedia page about Laura Flynn Boyle. What movie prescribed prosthetic enhancement for Mark Wahlberg?
Boogie Nights.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was
Wait, whoa, that wasn't
softball.
wasn't real.
I
I know. What a bummer, right?
Yeah, I know.
mean, they asked me to.
That totally
they filmed
changes
me.
the climax of the film.
It's real. It's just not him. It's Gary.
P.T. Anderson came and filmed me doing that. He didn't even ask.
It's also Gary's hands sewing in the Phantom Thread.
Yeah.
Super close up.
He's filming me. What
Are you
term?
the sand castle and the master?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. He's
That
underneath the
Joaquin Phoenix
sand.
is getting it on with.
Right. What term from the original British title of the first U.S. What term from the original British title of the first Harry Potter book, deemed too arcane for U.S. readers, was replaced by Sorcerer's Stone?
Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah. That is arcane.
Whoa, I'm
Those
not
were
reading
two
that
soft.
book.
No.
There's two softballs in a row there.
Yeah.
Well, you got in my head complaining about.
You're like, I'm gonna make up some easy questions.
Exactly.
It's kinda
So
like-
do you get a third question? I think you get another
Yeah,
question.
I should get another question.
So you only got 4 questions. Today.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Who rejoined Apple as a consultant when they gobbled up Next
Steve
software?
Jesus, man, what kind of questions? All right.
Exactly.
Let's start at 0-0 next week.
No, we're gonna start at 3-2. Me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because you missed the Newman's Own Italian
I
dressing
did, yeah.
software.
That was confusing.
Software?
Software.
Ice
All
cream.
right. So we're going to do the top 10 singles that
Yeah.
were released the same week that the Foo Fighters released The Color and the Shape.
Who wants to do
Also,
that?
I don't think this.
You can do
Sorry, the movie and the album didn't exactly come out in the same week. I don't
It's
know. You
okay.
guys- but
Fudge
we're
a
close.
little
There's
bit.
some
There's
fudging.
Was it within
Not
10
really
days?
something that we talk about
Yeah.
when that happens.
Yeah.
Just
you
trying
know?
to be honest with the listeners.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, we play a little fast and loose at times
Yeah.
with that, you know. But do you want to tell us what were the top 10 songs were, Gary?
Yes, I do. Can't Hold Me Down by Puff Daddy featuring Maze was number 10. All right. Number 9 was Belong to You, Every Time I See Your Face by Rome.
You know that?
No.
Let's play that real quick.
Okay. I'm going to keep going.
No.
You know what? This is kind of early 90s vibe to it.
I think I do know
yeah.
this, yeah.
Yes.
All right. Where Have All the Cowboys Gone by Paula Cole was number 8. We know that one, yeah.
That's a good song that is played at a grocery store. I
Is
feel like
it?
that's part of the grocery store
Oh,
soundtrack.
yeah.
Yeah.
But not a good song, right?
No, it's not. I mean, they're
Yeah.
mostly not good.
Right.
It's because you're getting the groceries and you're thinking about how later she'll do the dishes and you'll go have a beer.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
It's subliminal messaging by the supermarket.
Exactly. You'll go have a beer. Buy a beer. Buy a beer.
And some dish soap.
7. I Want You by Savage Garden.
No, just keep
wow.
going.
Yeah.
Chicken cherry
Number
cola.
6. You Were Meant for Me by Jewel.
And I was meant for Guggins.
Yeah. Aw. Number 5. Say You'll Be There by Spice Girls.
This is their third single off that album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, Wannabe,
Yeah.
Wannabe.
To Become
To
One.
Go-
Say You'll Be There.
Say You'll Be There.
Say You'll Be There, I think, is their
It's probably the
greatest hit.
Probably their best song.
And it's got a cool video. They dance in the desert.
Dancing
and they're
in the
like,
desert.
there's going to be a spaceship coming there, like a spaceship.
Oh.
They're wearing sort of spaceship.
Just like in the movie that we saw together.
Spice World.
Kind of, yeah.
No, Spice World was
There
sort
was
of a
some
ripoff
sort of-
of A Hard Day's Night. They're all on like a
But
tour
wasn't
bus.
there like an alien visitation
I'm not
scene?
sure.
That's The Fifth Element. We just watched
Oh,
that.
I got my Mondo Shawans mixed up.
Yeah.
But I do think Luke Perry is in Spice World.
I could see that.
Yeah. I'm
Uh,
just going to go ahead and say that he is.
Sure. Number 4. 4.
And Charles Dutton.
What? Ian Olm is the band manager.
Number 4. For You I Will, Monica.
That's the one I didn't know, so I'm going to play that one. Yeah. Wait, we'll skip to the middle.
Number 3 that week
Probably.
was Return of the Mac.
I don't understand, Gary, why you want to rush through the top 10.
Well,
It's your least favorite part of the show?
Yeah. When you play all the songs. Number 3, Return of the Mac by Mark
You
Morrison.
better play that.
Can I have a little...
You got a good story about this?
Yeah, I got a
song
good
for you?
story
Okay,
about
good,
this
good.
one. So this is a
Juggins.
friend of the show, Alicia Spiegel's one of her most favoritist songs, at least at the time. And I got her the CD single one time while we used to study with Discman, and we would both put our separate headphones into the Discman and listen to the same music. Gary just looked at his watch.
That's a great story.
Anyway, there's a part at the end where he says, Return of the Mac, and then he says something as a response. And then he says, Return of the Mac, and then he says something else in response. And it goes on like that for like 2 minutes. And so instead of studying, we wrote down all the stuff that he says. Like, Return of the Mac, Return of the Mac. It is Return of the Mac, up and down, Return of the Mac, round and round.
Shaman.
Yes. Aiko Aiko Wane. Irie.
And I heard Steve Jobs played that song as he came back into the building when he was returning to
You heard that,
save
huh?
the apple.
You heard that?
I heard that they played it on an endless loop while the makeup effects people were attaching Mark Wahlberg's prosthetic penis.
Why is that returning
Yeah.
to the Mac?
Return of the Mac.
His
His
When
penis
you're
is the
taking it
Mac.
off and put it back in the box, right?
Oh yeah, well they were taking it
Returning this
off.
Mac.
Returning that Mac back.
Number 2 that week was Hypnotized by Notorious B.I.G.
Which is one of my favorite rap songs of all time.
Okay.
I was considering that album.
Oh, yeah.
Potentially.
That's just so great. It's just got his chunky rap vocals, like flowing over the jam, like it just makes you feel so cool to listen to it. Like if you're driving around like this, you might get arrested because you're so cool.
Well, yeah.
Or pants
You might get pants. Is that what you said?
by the jocks.
Oh man. Well, I hate it whenever the jocks pants me.
Yeah.
It's like Eric saw some cool kids listening to it, so then he put
was
it on
like-
his boom box, but he got pants.
They're like, only we can listen to that, nerd.
You can't respect Biggie.
What was the number one song, Gary?
Bop by Hanson.
So I have a funny story about this I might have told on the podcast.
You had a friend whose last name was Hanson.
No, yes, but that's not the story. Somebody had a license plate that said Hanson, like the last name of the band, and I thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny if that's like a
Beck.
that's spelled differently
Oh, is it?
with an O. The band Hanson is with an O. Would it be funny if they got that as a what are they called, vanity plate, because they love that band? And I thought to myself, that's pretty funny, Eric. I said, good one, self. And then I looked up and they had a bumper sticker that said Mbop. Did I already tell you that before?
I think you may have.
That's one of the weirder things that's ever happened to me, and it happened to me alone, so nobody really probably believes it.
I don't. Sounds a little too convenient.
I know, but
Did you put that sticker on their car?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody
I
probably-
wrote it. I just wrote it on the back of their car with a Sharpie, and I ran away laughing. So this is the time of it where we talk about the album.
Finally.
Yeah. That was a top 10 that I knew pretty much most, or if not
Yeah.
all of them. That's rare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you didn't know that Monica song,
Yeah, I did. Well, yeah, I did.
but you did guess.
feel like I could have.
possibly correctly.
Could have known it.
If you had known it, you would have. But the next part is the either or, where I will ask you an either or question about the album Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that this one could be really simplistic or really complex. Which one do you want?
Oh, is this the either or? It's either
Yeah,
simple or it's
I'll definitely
complex.
take the complex.
All right, so then I'm going to do another either or.
Is this when you tell like a 5-minute backstory and then ask the either or question?
Gary, look at your watch. See if we have time for that.
No, we don't.
Let's just do the simple one. Then.
So either this album is a part of the early 90s grunge movement or it is its own thing.
It is its own thing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right.
That's an easy answer.
Yeah, I
for
think
you.
I agree with Duggins on that one.
Why?
It's very produced and slick and straightforward, radio friendly.
Yeah.
I would say
I would always.
a lot of like major hooks in there, like perhaps maybe too much, but good. You know,
Yeah,
it's good,
yeah.
straightforward rock.
I think it's just more straightforward rock than grunge. I
Yeah.
don't think I would put it in the grunge category.
I wouldn't say this is edgy or have any sort of darker tone.
Yeah,
even
right.
though maybe some of the lyrics might. but-
Maybe that's one of the things that I would agree with. I'm not sure I can tell grunge from rock other
Well-
than like the year it came out.
Maybe the color and the shape is that last song is.
That they didn't
That
even
one-
talk about that on the Wikipedia page as being on the album.
But that one is.
In my mind, it is
Did
not
you listen
on
to
the
the
album.
album?
Yeah,
It was on the album. Right?
I know, but they don't talk about it.
That song.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's terrible.
Yeah, maybe
it's
maybe it was added on the reissue, because I don't think it
But it's the
originally.
name of the album.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
can't just
I,
add
kn-
it.
I know, but they named the album that not after a song. They
They're like,
named
oh,
it.
we need a song with the name of the album on it, and they just threw it in there. Maybe
I don't know the story of that thing.
I don't either.
Other than that, I only listened to half of it once.
The song.
That song.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But that song
That worked
definitely
in
is a.
Terrible.
Well, yeah, and I can trace it from Nirvana though. I mean, Nirvana has songs like that, and
Yeah.
so that's
Bad
a-
ones?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They have mostly good songs.
Nirvana?
Yeah.
Right, but
Come on, Gary.
I can't keep up here. You know?
I think it was misused as the last song on the album. There were some other good candidates that could have been.
I don't think that
Or even it
song's
should have been on the
original.
album. I think that's what we all agree on.
Yeah, I guess we're agreeing. Let's agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I
But I think we do
See,
agree.
it's The New Way Home, the final song on the album, blah, blah, blah. It's weird.
Oh, well, maybe it's not on
See?
there.
13 songs.
Well, listen. Oh, so
You're using Wikipedia as a definitive source here?
Well, yes.
yeah, click on the 10th anniversary. No.
Maybe the latest person who updated Wikipedia didn't like that song.
Yeah,
and just
the
took it
U.S.
off.
iTunes bonus track was The Color and the Shape.
Oh.
And it was originally the B-side of Monkey Wrench. So it's not really on the album.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's
yeah.
good.
Good to know
for
then.
them.
Yeah, they made the right choice.
Yes.
It did not
originally.
belong on that album. No.
Especially since all of the rest of them are fairly tight, either rock or ballads. Mm-hmm. It's a real binary album. It's like, I've got 80 miles an hour, or 10 miles an hour, or I could have both in the same song, but there's no medium tempo here.
Right. But I think they succeeded at both of those types of songs on the
Yeah.
album. Maybe not 100%, but mostly successful.
But it's almost comical sometimes how much it's like, this is a screaming song, and the
Yeah.
next one's like, I'm on your back.
I like having contrast between songs on the same album. Doesn't all have to sound the same.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah. But you think it's overly...
It's just so different right back to back
So stark,
sometimes.
the contrast.
I mean, and he apparently did that totally on purpose
Yeah.
because he talked about it being mostly about his divorce, and it was the back and forth emotions of such a big thing. So he purposefully did like fast ballad, fast ballad, fast ballad, and it was supposed to be like a therapy session.
Well, it's kind of like more fast, 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 fast than fast ballad, fast.
Well, Dal is a kind of a slow song to start out
Starts
with. Then we got
off
some fast.
About 4 fast,
Yeah.
faster songs, I would
Right.
say, if not super fast.
But Hey Johnny Park starts off kind of slower.
But it still rocks pretty hard.
It's a rocker.
Yeah.
He does
and
the
a
thing where
shocker.
and what does that
I
mean?
was surprised when I heard that.
Exactly. I was
Come on.
like, I want
Earphones.
Whoa. I don't know what that means though. Did you listen to this back in the day?
I only knew it from... Well, I didn't know the album, or any of the... I didn't really follow their albums. Can you turn that
You're
down,
right.
please?
I'm thinking maybe I was thinking.
You do that with... You ask a question, you start playing music.
Well, I was still
What a
following
jerk.
up on the Hey Johnny Park. If it's slow, I was wrong about that.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. But no, I wasn't even aware of what albums that the Foo Fighters did other than... I knew Everlong, so when I saw that was on this album, I was like, oh, okay, at least this album has a good track that I think has stayed the test of time and is well-renowned, and I still like it to this day.
And I think that is pretty much the pinnacle of what they've accomplished
it's their
as
best
far
song
as singles.
ever. Yeah, I would say.
I'm going to put it at number 2. My Hero is actually, I think, my favorite Foo Fighters song.
Ooh, they're both on this album.
Yeah.
Both down?
Yeah.
So at least you had 2 huge ones
Yeah.
in the Foo Fighter discography.
And Monkey Wrench was the first single, so it was like bing bong bally diddly boodly.
Don't really like Monkey Wrench.
No.
It's a little too poppy and
I like it until the
cotton
screaming
candy.
portion.
It's
Oh, yeah.
You think it's
Yeah.
cotton candy?
it's kind of like
It's-
Blink 182-ish
Oh,
kind of.
I can
you know,
see that. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's definitely there's no grunge in that.
I don't know what grunge means.
There's no brooding guitars
Yeah,
in it.
right, yeah,
It's
you
very
should know.
bright poppy, extremely poppy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rocking.
Yeah,
They always get me on that. I'm like, oh, that's it. It's over.
let's say that doesn't rock. It's a little
I always thought that was
too
fine.
much rock.
I always felt like the Foo Fighters was a band that other people listened to. Like, it wasn't for me for some reason.
Okay.
And I don't know why.
Because you're too busy getting pants listening to Biggie Smalls.
To be fair, I got into Biggie much later.
Okay.
In 1997, I was just trying to avoid Puff Daddy.
Ah.
And Biggie was a part of that, so... And Puff Daddy is a part of it.
I mean, yeah, I guess...
Yeah.
I don't know why
That's
you would
a
think...
David Pumpkins joke.
Why
that I
was you?
threw in.
Yeah, why did you
Oh.
think it wasn't for you? It was clearly it had mass appeal.
Right.
The sound of it.
And
was-
we're-
Haven't you ever
college
thought of, like,
students?
there's a certain kind of music or movie or whatever that other people like, and it's not that's not really my thing, but you didn't even really know it very well?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's kind of how I felt about the Foo Fighters. I mean,
Yeah.
I knew some of their stuff, but I never wanted to get really deep into it.
Yeah, I never read any Foo Fighter albums, but when their songs came out, like Big Me...
I liked Big Me a
They
lot.
had
Yeah.
good music.
I learned how to play
Yeah.
that on the guitar. That was one of the first songs I learned how to play on the guitar, Big Me.
And I always liked My Hero a lot. I always thought that was...
It's
good.
anthemic.
Yeah.
So
and Everlong's
this
a great song.
album, I none of these really struck me right away, but actually lyrically, Dave Grohl was on Howard Stern,
Go on.
and I had a job cleaning up a day
Toilets.
camp before it opened. And I was like cleaning up the pool because it had leaves in it. And then you had to power wash it. And then you had to paint it.
But you had to get the heck out of there before the campers came.
Right.
That was the deal.
Right. We don't want the campers to see you.
And you're
That was what they said.
It breaks
'Cause
the
that
breaks the illusion.
Bafo you got going.
I had baphobia every day at the end of that job. Anyway, we'd listen to Howard Stern while we worked for the morning
'Cause they
shift.
said
Me and
it
my buddy
It was in
Eli.
your contract.
Yeah.
Pool
Yeah.
fairies clean the pool. But
This
they
is
saw
the
you.
year before. This is in the era before podcasts, so you take what you can get, talk radio wise.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Could be worse.
I would have been listening to my so-called podcast all morning, obviously, right?
Oh, no.
No. Why not?
Well,
Anyway, he was talking about Everlong, and Howard Stern was, and he was just talking about how it's like one of the deepest rock songs if you listen to the lyrics. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you, Howard Stern. I will take that and listen to it. And I do think that it's about something pretty deep. Like he's really trying to say something with that song.
yeah. Those, what are some of those lyrics?
Well, it starts off. How does it start?
I'm on your
Um,
back.
That's walking after you.
Hello, I've waited here for you ever
Everlong.
long. Tonight I throw myself into you. And there you go.
So it's the.
And she said, "Don't ever stop." Yeah, that's the. deep
So
part.
it's the everything could ever feel this real forever. Anything could ever be this good again. It's almost like he's nostalgic for the time that's happening already right now. Like all of the really good things only last for such a small moment. The like bliss can be so. What's the transient or
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Ethereal.
Yeah, ethereal. Is that the right word?
Probably, maybe.
Intransigence?
That
Transients.
is. Yeah.
Hobos. But it's like, I guess I sort of put it along with like the beginning of a relationship. There's that period where you're so in love and it's so powerful, but it's not going to be like that forever.
No.
And there's something extremely sad about that, but it is also just the way of the world. And I mean, that is really sad, but it's also powerful, and it's also just like, yeah, you have to deal with it, but it's you can have nostalgia for that, and you can get sad about it, and I think that's what it's about, at least.
Sure.
I remember.
Which is like pretty
Hold on,
deep
Duggan's
for a
talking.
Foo Fighters song.
Yeah. I remember in Hayden House, shout out to Hayden House in Wolpers Hall, that when this came on, the music video came on, it was kind of a big deal. Like everybody would try to go watch it.
It's a good video.
Because it was such a cool video.
Yeah.
Just
Giant
kinda-
hand.
Yeah.
Uh,
So that's one of my memories of the song.
Sure, yeah, because it takes place in like a dream, and so that's why he gets a giant hand. And
Was that a Gondry directed music video?
oh, that's a good question. It may
I could
be.
see that possibly
Yeah.
being the case.
Probably.
It's one of those collection of videos. Yeah, it's Gondry.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
That's why it sticks in your head a little bit more than others. Are there any?
Well, it has a giant head.
Are there any tracks you don't particularly enjoy? Although I think we're clearly agreeing.
Color and shape.
The last track, color and shape, is not good.
No, I don't think there were anything else that stood out as being like, oh god, skip this.
Yeah, I think it ranges from really good, like Everlong, to good or pretty good.
Yeah,
and maybe a couple okay ones.
Yeah,
there, but
nothing...
there's no horrible. There's not a lot of horrible tracks. On this.
No stinkers.
Yeah,
other than color and shape.
I would agree with that in theory. I think there's one. I only listened to this like 5 times, so I'm not sure which one I skipped. But I think there was one that I skipped other than the
towards the
bonus
end,
track.
maybe.
Yeah, I think it might have been Enough Space. Let's see.
The track number is that. Yeah.
That I skipped real quick.
We don't need that.
No, thank you. Any of them that are just like total screamers. It's not really my jam.
Yeah, they're screamers, not dreamers.
Right.
I just like stuff that rhymes.
I just like to, give a little bit of a moment of silence for the dreamers.
Yeah. Thanks, Eric.
They're not having a good time these days.
If you can, donate to the ACLU. Yeah.
I think he has a nice voice, and when he screams, we don't need to hear that, because he's got a pretty good voice as it is, and like some of the slower songs.
He talked a little bit about being uncomfortable with his voice, and that's why it was a lot of rock screaming on the first album, but he felt a little more comfortable with it on this one.
Yeah,
the first album is just him.
Have you listened to the first album?
No.
That one I'm very familiar with because my friend Matt Hallbrook, friend of the show,
he was on to talk about Foo Fighters.
Yeah, we went to CD Warehouse, and
you already talked about that one?
Not the first one. We talked about the one after this.
Really?
Matt was on to talk about that one.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to the show, Scott.
Sorry. Is that one of the earlier episodes?
No.
Oh. I've been good the last few months.
It's all good.
I don't know, Eric, if you remember, we saw the Foo Fighters live.
Oh, yeah.
In 1999.
Oh, yeah.
Did they have these songs yet?
Yeah, because this is 97.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
they played
it was just
some
these
of these
two,
songs.
Yeah. But they were
opening. I think that might have been just after their third album, perhaps.
Which is the one we talked about.
But I don't know for sure. I don't have a lot of memories of what their track list was.
But yeah, they were.
There's nothing
definitely
left
played
to
My
lose.
Hero.
There's nothing left to lose in '99. That's the one we talked about with Learn to Fly.
We saw them in May-ish, 99, or was it 2000? Maybe it was 2000.
I'm not sure, but they were the opening act.
I doubt it.
It was definitely the second opening act. Bicycle Thief.
Right.
Was the
Bicycle
act.
Thief.
Shout out to Bicycle Thief fans out there.
Yeah, I don't remember them.
The fans.
I don't think they were there, but the Foo Fighters played, and then the Red Hot Chili Peppers played, and I remember that the Red Hot Chili Peppers portion was a lot more rowdy in the pit. The Foo Fighters, we were able to get right up front and watch them.
I don't know if I remember. I remember it was pretty tame in the pit for the first show, Bicycle Thief.
Right.
And then as soon as the Foo Fighters came out, everybody rushes to the front. I'm like now third back from the stage.
Right, but by the time the Red Hot Chili Peppers came on, we had to be like way back in order to not get injured. Yeah.
Well, you needed some space to rock out, and it was a little too constricted up in the front. Anyway.
We were close enough. Paul
close.
got a drumstick from Chad. What's his name?
Chad.
Will Ferrell.
Okay.
Chad Bass.
Yeah.
Is his name? I don't know.
No.
Bass. But a good show. They put on a good show, and
I think everybody came
thought
away
pretty well of him as a live band.
Yeah, I think if you didn't like the Foo Fighters going into that show, you came away pretty much respecting them as a band, a live act. They played extremely well.
Yeah, they have fun.
Chad Smith.
Chad Chad Bass. He's a different guy.
He's a different guy.
Well, all right.
You want to have any final things to say about the color and the shape? I mean, this would be one of the ones that has the classic status as it would be.
Would you say this is probably their most famous album or best album?
It's their best-selling album.
How many copies did it sell?
How many units did it move?
I mean, if I guess
Did it have bophobia?
I would recommend if somebody was like, "Hey, I want to listen
If you're
to,"
going to start,
if you're going to listen to the Foo Fighters, if
or
you
just
didn't want to get
if
a
you're
greatest
just
hits,
one album from them,
Yeah.
you pick this.
I would
album,
recommend
I
this
would
one.
say.
2 million albums.
So on double platinum.
Yeah. I mean, I think actually the Foo Fighters, the first album is also pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good album.
But yeah, this one is more of a full-fledged.
It's a little scrappier album.
Because he had the
one.
band, where the first one, you're right, he did it all by himself.
Yeah.
And then this one's
It's
interesting
really a
too,
one-man band if you think about it.
Where,
Well, I don't know about the bass player is pretty good.
yeah,
He was stolen from Sunny Day
not
Real Estate.
stolen.
Yeah,
they broke up.
Briefly. Yeah, that's true.
And-
yes,
So they broke up. Both the drummer and the bass
bassist
player,
moved over.
Foo Fighters.
William
Then,
Goldsmith. is
yeah, then Sunny Day Real Estate was getting back together, and he said he was going to go join them, but then he changed his mind and said, "No, I'm staying with Foo Fighters."
probably a better decision financially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I'm a bigger fan of Sunny Day Real Estate. Maybe another album.
Yeah,
at
because
some
I am
point.
completely unfamiliar.
Oh, you should get in that.
All right.
but how about that? Where Dave Grohl, the drummer of Nirvana, goes ahead and decides to re-drum on the songs on this from the drummer from
So
Sunny Day Real
really,
Estate.
the Sunny Day Real Estate drummer didn't have any tracks
No,
that
Doll.
he drummed on.
Doll.
He was on that one.
He's on
Okay.
Doll. And I think he's on one other one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, Dave Grohl kind of screwed him over.
Yeah, well,
Well, he went back to Sunny Day Real Estate, and they had a nice little rebirth.
Yeah.
there. They were on Jimmy Fallon back in 2009 timeframe.
but then
I don't know what I think about that guy.
the bass player was on the latest
Ruffled his
reunion
hair.
in 2000. Like he was able to
Yeah, he did
make time.
a second rebirth.
Yeah, that's right.
tour.
Sunny Day Real Estate was on Jimmy Fallon, and then Jimmy Fallon ruffled their hair and then became president.
We have our first emo president.
I mean, I wonder if Dave Grohl wishes he were president. I mean, he was so close to greatness there.
No,
That guy has got good politics.
Dave Grohl,
Yeah.
not the bass player, because the bass player kind of denies AIDS or something like that.
Whoa,
Nate
goodness.
Mendel does?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I was reading that he has some problem with doesn't believe the link between HIV and AIDS.
Dave Grohl hasn't done any drugs since he was 20, and he is a
Drinks
big
alcohol, though.
yes.
Quite a bit.
He's a big LGBT supporter since 1990. Nirvana put on a benefit concert for a proposition in Oregon, and he wears a knot, and that's part of a charity for that people should be able to tie the knot no matter
Right.
who they are.
That's just a little thing. I mean, actions speak louder than words. We're in the show me state.
Well,
Eric.
people say, "What's that?" and then he tells them the website where they can get. He's a famous
If
person.
he actually went to their computers and logged on for them and took them to that website,
Right.
I'd be a little more
Or if
impressed.
he-
Yeah, I'd be more impressed too.
Or if he, right. Or if he gave him his phone number and they texted about it.
Whenever they have a question. Hey, there are a couple of gay guys right here. Let me text Dave Grohl to think if he thinks they should get married.
Hey, Dave, is AIDS real? He just texts back.
Hey, Jeeves. His AIDS / Dave Grohl.
Can we get back to the album for a second?
Yeah.
So Walking After You was on this album. It was just Dave alone playing all of that stuff.
Okay.
And then he re-recorded it with the band, and it was on the X-Files movie soundtrack, which I had.
Nice
And
soundtrack.
that version is far superior to this album track. So I would like to play it a little bit of it for you. That's why I bought the Fight the Future soundtrack for this song.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, little faster.
The album version.
It's one of those things where I wish I could use it.
Yeah, that is one of those things. Okay.
4 stars is well deserved classic status. 3 stars is solid album that is good.
Yep.
2 stars is, well, that's why I haven't listened to The Color and the Shape in a little while. And 1 star is, it was 1997. We were a lot younger than we are now. I mean, a lot younger.
Thought it was good.
We were very young.
But it's not good.
We were young people.
Yeah.
We didn't have the refined palate that we have now.
That's right.
1 star is really long.
Yeah. Scott, what are you going to give the Foo Fighters, Color and the Shape?
I feel like the threshold to get to the 3-star is an album that you would purposely play and listen to now.
Okay.
And
Wait, are you redefining 3?
no,
I like that,
I'm better
actually.
defining it.
Yeah.
I think 4 is like definitely that's on my playlist. I listen
Right.
to it quite often. 3 is like it's on my list of albums. I hear it. I play it once in a while.
Yeah.
It's good because I like.
Or I
it in
would
my list.
re-put it back into my playlist now
Well,
that I've
yes,
listened to
yeah,
it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
2 is like if I hear it and I'm not purposely listening to it, but I hear it somewhere else. It's doesn't make me feel upset.
Okay.
One is just trash.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, you made 1 so short.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Don't you want to add something about how young we used to be?
I think you summed it up nicely already.
I mean,
so-
we were skinnier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are really skinny, though.
Well.
Douglas just looked at his guns. Yes,
The
you
sun is out.
You have been lifting weights, I guess. I don't know.
No, not really.
2.5 stars is I have been lifting
Yeah,
weights.
2.5 is you don't play it, but when you hear it, it's like, oh yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. Anyway, sorry
Yeah.
to
No, you're fine.
take a tangent. I thought you could use a better definition.
No, I did prefer that. Those were better.
It's kind of at the.
Yes.
Yeah.
I started off maybe this being 2.5, but I'm going to throw another 3.
Yeah, that last time I was listening to it, I was like, I'm going to add this to my library, which we can do now in music
Very
streaming.
easy.
Yep.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'll go with 3 stars also.
Would you buy this album for $18?
Oh, whoa.
Back in the 90s.
That's not a fair question. Oh, back in the 90s.
Back in the 90s.
Yes.
Well, that's the way you could listen to it.
Absolutely. Yes, I would.
Okay.
It's
So-
what my criteria for that is value. This has a lot of good songs.
Yeah.
You're not just buying it for one good song.
Yep.
You could put it on in the car. You only have to skip that one track.
That wasn't even on that track.
Yeah.
Well,
No, that
the
one-
skipped it.
The
Yeah,
one you
yeah.
don't like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's gross.
that's easy. You're not doing a lot of skipping with this CD. So I think that's definitely warrants a 3-star.
And then I would feel like this would be music that is for me.
Yeah. And your kids could enjoy it too, perhaps.
You can pass it down in your will.
You have my scratched copy of Color and the Shape that I bought for $18 in 1997.
You don't have to,
If you spend the night in a haunted house.
with the ghost of
And it's
Robert
not
Holtman.
Robert Holtman. And it's
talking about his movies. Now, what I was going to do with this shot...
that's more of an annoying house.
It's not scary, no. You just got to make it through.
Why are there no other kinds of houses? Just haunted houses and normal houses. Why couldn't there be like really sad houses?
cheeky houses.
Oh, you getting cheeky with me?
All right, and in the second half of the
The
podcast,
piss houses.
we're going to talk about there's outhouses,
Those are hilarious.
and that Dave Grohl would totally support those.
I better text him.
He's really anti-houses that have a lot of closets.
Hey,
though.
Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Dave.
Yes.
What are you? Hey Siri, text Dave Grohl. She's like, no. All right, in the next half of the podcast, we're going to talk about the Fifth Element. You got anything else to say, Scott?
Yeah.
I wasn't. I didn't hear what your rating was, Eric.
Oh, yeah, Eric, what'd you say?
Oh, I would.
I think Gary went with 3 as well.
I went 3 stars.
Yeah.
I would go with 3. I would say it's 3.5.
Oh.
If I could add,
It's in the Gold Club,
Yep.
I would add. I would call
not
it
the Platinum Club.
I would call it 3.5 if it had the X-Files full band version of Walking
Oh,
After
wow.
It's lame.
Lame.
Because that's what I would do. I would make a playlist of this without the one I don't like,
You can do that on Spotify.
and then I'll plop
That's
in
right.
the good version.
You don't
I
wanna-
can't because the X-Files Fight the Future soundtrack is not on.
Really?
I'll look for it.
Okay.
I'll look for
You don't
it.
wanna
It also has a
resequence
really
it at all?
good Cure song and a remix of a Sarah McLachlan track that I like.
All right, that about wraps this discussion up.
Well, then I guess we'll come back in the second half and talk about the Fifth Element. You good with that?
Absolutely.
Welcome back to my so-called podcast. I'm Gary Linton.
I'm Eric Spiegel.
And I'm still the guest, Scott Ravenhill.
Yeah, you are. So we just got done talking about what was the album? Color in the Shape by the Foo Fighters. Now we're going to talk about Luc Besson's The Fifth Element.
Give me the cash, as I call it. Give me the cash.
That's what you call
That's
it.
the one quote you take from me?
All right.
Smoke you.
Yeah.
Multipass.
Yeah. Eric, you want to give us the top 10 movies that were out the same week that Fifth Element was out?
I suppose. You want to vamp for a little bit?
Yeah, I can. So, Scott, did you go see Fifth Element in the theater? Did you say no?
No, I didn't see it in the theater. Didn't really have any interest to go see it.
No.
I did watch it, I believe, via the fantastic movie channel that was provided in our dorms.
Oh, right.
You might have heard of it, REN.
Yeah, I have heard of it,
Residential
yes.
Hall Entertainment Network.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the greatest entertainment channels ever. I don't know how they got the movie selections that they did. I think they were even getting movies that would like show up on pay-per-view, because usually the cycle was theater, pay-per-view for a few weeks, and then video, right?
Well, no, I think video came out.
Or was it video and then pay-per-view?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Maybe I got it. Anyway, they were getting a lot of good new releases and a nice mix of kind of older stuff, art house
I
stuff.
think they were just illegally playing
Yeah,
VHS tapes.
Probably, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's really nice. Like, I went to Missouri State. Well, it was Southwest Missouri State at the time. We did not have that, like you guys did at Mizzou. So
That's why you got to come to the flagship.
exactly.
my friend.
Yeah.
Right. Or you
So-
could just rent movies.
Yeah. Well, I did that. I worked at
Or pay
Blockbuster
an
down
exorbitant
there.
amount for a 12 by 12 room,
Yeah,
on campus.
I did that also. Yeah.
Yeah, so did you want to hear the top 10 movies?
I would love to. Can we? So we're done vamping?
I thought you never stopped. Number 10, Anaconda.
Don't want
Some
none.
snakes are out there this big.
Put them on the glass.
Put that snake on the glass.
Number 9, Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
Oh, I enjoyed that movie.
So in 1997, the Gen Xers were, 10 years out of their high school, and they were all nostalgic for it, and they were making a bunch of movies about it.
Just like Grosse Point Blank.
Right.
Yep.
And now we're 20 years out from that.
Yep.
So they're 30 years out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Math. Number 8, Sprung.
Is that a Toad the Wet Sprocket TV movie or something?
Tisha Campbell, Rusty Cundiff, Paula J. Parker,
Is this an
and
adult
Joe
movie?
Torre. And it has Joe Torre in it. And it's two couples that appear to be African American, and it says Sprung, and the tagline is way past whipped. I guess when you're really whipped, you're sprung. And above the title of Sprung appears to be a African American cartoon of Cupid wearing a backwards baseball cap.
Kind of a slice of life film there.
I think it's a Robert Altman movie. Number 7, Night Falls on Manhattan.
With
Andy
what's
Garcia.
his face? Yeah.
AKA, why do they
Eyebrows
still
guy.
let Andy Garcia make movies that he stars in? Number 6, Liar Liar.
Oh, yep.
Previous My So-Called
Previous,
Podcast.
yeah.
We talked about it.
Check it out.
Number 5, Volcano. The
Ooh,
coast
Joe Dante's
is
Volcano.
toast.
The
Starring who's
Tommy
it?
Lee
Tommy Lee,
Jones.
yeah.
and his love interest, Anne Heche.
Oh, yeah.
Number
Went
4.
toe to toe with Dante's Peak, I believe, that year.
I think Dante's Peak was a February-March release, and then this was more the summertime release. Very similar to the Meteor
Armageddon.
movies.
Yeah. And Deep Impact.
Yeah. And then there were the Robin Hood movies of '91.
They still do that. We got a new Jungle Book movie coming out. That's not Disney's Jungle Book.
Sure,
a
that'll be a
live action
big
Jungle
hit.
Book movie. Yeah.
And then there was Roberto Benigni's Pinocchio.
Yeah.
It came out the same year as Disney's Pinocchio.
Yeah.
And then there was the competing Schindler's List movie. There was 3D animation. You guys see that one? 3D, number 3, Breakdown. No, number 4, Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
Oh, that was number 4 at the box office?
Yeah, in week 3.
Just in week 3? Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't do that great at the box office.
No, it did not.
As we had spoken about, or maybe I was just talking to someone else at a different time.
Yeah.
As you were speaking at one point in the last
That was more of a
couple
cult
months.
hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Video hit.
I think you and I
Yes.
already had that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I was talking about at some point in my life. Look at this. Volcano had a $90 million budget.
Good lord.
Well, yeah, those graphics don't make themselves. You got to throw money at it.
Well, I mean, what do you think rendering is?
Uh,
Graphics
yeah.
making themselves.
Yeah.
Number 3, Breakdown
Ooh.
by Tom Petty.
So it was a remake of a French film,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I believe so.
With Jeff Bridges?
Yes.
No, Kurt Russell.
Ah, yes.
It was Russell.
I stand corrected. Saw that on Ren. Good movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I recorded that off Ren and then watched it in the summertime with my mom
Yeah.
in between.
Well, that's not legal.
The gift that keeps giving.
Number 2, Father's Day, which
Ooh.
I would say is in the running for the worst movie I saw in Ren.
Oh, yeah.
Not funny.
No.
Yeah. I
How can you go wrong with Billy Crystal and Robin Williams? You make Father's Day. Number 1, The Fifth Element.
Yep.
Opened up. It's number 1. Wow.
So,
Made about how much money that first weekend? 40 million?
I don't know.
30?
15, I think.
Yeah.
15. It made all of its money back.
And then some.
Around the world, it made all of its money back,
Yeah.
and then some. Yeah.
I went and saw it in the theater.
Did you see it?
I went to see it. Do you want to ask us an either or? Or do you want to just keep talking about it?
Yeah. Before we jump into
I just want to get because
polar
you.
discussion.
I mean, you.
I have crafted it either or.
Yeah, good. Go.
So let's just do that.
You want to hear that Corbin Dallas music again?
No.
So as you may know, Luc Besson wrote stories as a teenager,
Yeah.
which eventually became this movie. So
God
my
bless him.
question to you is this movie essentially a sci-fi movie made by a teenager, or had he grown? I guess he was in his mid-30s when he made this, to kind of add a little more polish and make it more something that a teenager wouldn't have written and directed. Do you feel that
Is that a question for me or
it's
for
a question
Gary?
for Gary?
Okay, good.
No, so I guess I can go.
You
and-
did say my question for you, Eric, but I knew it was for Gary. I could tell.
Yeah, I was
Right.
looking at Gary.
That's good. Well, I mean, Eric's going to give his opinion on it, but I'm going to say
I
that
don't have to.
Well, yeah, you do.
Oh, okay.
I believe this was not matured from a teenager. This is a pretty immature movie, and I was very disappointed with it when I went and saw it in the theaters in 1997, because this was Luc Besson was coming off of The Professional,
They had some good
Which-
kind of gritty.
but I really
Films
liked. I
prior
really
to
liked
that.
The Professional, yeah. And then so I was excited to go see The Fifth Element, and very disappointed when I saw it.
So I would concur with Gary that I was very excited about. We're recording during the day.
Yeah.
For the listener, it's harder to keep the studio quiet. I was very excited because I was not only a big fan of The Professional, I was also a big fan of La Femme Nikita, the original French action movie, which is also a gritty, serious
Yes.
movie
Yeah.
with a lot of violence and, like, I would say almost ultra serious. You know?
I would say that.
The
Yes.
Professional has some jokiness to it, but it is a very serious movie. But so, in my mind, I had this idea of a science fiction movie starring Bruce Willis by the guy who made La Femme Nikita and The Professional, starring Gary Oldman,
Yeah.
and and I had read a little synopsis of the plot,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, this is going to blow my mind.
Right.
I was ready to
Yeah.
get my mind
Yeah, exactly.
blown.
I was really looking
The
forward to it.
trailer was pretty good.
I don't remember that, but I know.
But you can make a good trailer for this movie.
Yeah.
I think pretty easily.
But
Visually, it's interesting.
I would circle back to your either or, and I would say that he did spend enough time on this that it has a polish, but it is at its heart a very immature movie and story.
It didn't grow the story. It was essentially what he wrote as a teenager. But
Yeah.
He added
put a little nice.
He added
polish on
He
it.
had a lot of nice pizzazz
Yeah.
and polish. I mean, like
It's a pretty expensive film.
$5,000 a costume per extra for Jean Paul Gaultier to put the crowd at Floss in Paradise into their costumes, and
Money well spent.
1 year.
Yeah, it looks. It looks. I mean, I guess you're joking, but I think it looks like a good.
I'm not.
It's
Some
halfway
scenes
joking.
look
Yeah.
great. CGI, as always, does not age well. Practical effects
That's
age.
Jurassic Park.
Well, there's not a lot of green screen, special effects in this movie.
It's a lot of practical
Yes,
effects.
so I think it ages
The
pretty well.
practical effects age fine,
Yeah.
except for I hate those monster people.
Oh yeah,
Which ones?
The Manla,
The
the
armored
Mangalores.
armadillos, or
Yeah,
the
Mangalores.
dogs.
The armadillos are good guys.
Yeah, you can still hate
the
them.
robot armadillos. Yeah,
The robot armadillos sort of remind me of the Dark Crystal, so I don't really mind them. The Mangalores are stupid.
I feel like
the actors could not see in those costumes, so they had to have been told where to go.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Interesting tidbit there.
This is a family show.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So I think we all agree.
a lot
the
of
plot,
dumb-
The plot is ridiculous. And
Yeah,
doesn't make
it-
any sense.
I think that the plot does make sense. I think that if you wanted to make this plot into a movie, it would be fine if you either took it seriously or made it into a silly children's movie. But
Yeah, that's
they
the
can't
problem.
quite figure out
They're kind of on the
what
fence
they're
too
doing.
much.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a good mixture.
I gotta
So-
say, no, go on.
So 90s Gary, 90s Eric did not enjoy this film.
No,
That's
I
correct.
would.
It was one of those things where I tried to convince myself that I liked it more than I did.
Oh.
Sort of a Phantom Menace effect.
Yep.
Oh sure.
And I did enjoy parts of it, but it was not the movie I was expecting or wanting at the time. So this time I watched it trying to be like, what if I expect nothing out of this?
Yeah.
Do I get something?
a good way to
So
come in.
have you watched it? So I went and saw it in the theater. I did not like it at all, and that was it. I had not seen it again
Yeah.
since we watched it again. And I gotta say, back in '90s, I remember always thinking like, yeah, the movie made no sense. But at least when I was watching it this time, I was like, okay, guess I can see what the story is.
It makes sense, but it's silly.
It is, yeah, it's
Yeah.
dumb. It's like a
Yeah.
MacGuffin. Like the
Yeah.
whole thing is like, it doesn't mean any. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they save the whole
Save the world.
universe.
Yeah, but even then, it's kind of like, eh.
Well, I mean, the spoiler alert, the Fifth Element being that he loves her is really stupid.
Right.
A girl
Yeah.
shoots a laser out of her mouth and freezes this gooey plant.
Exactly.
So
not-
that's enough.
She's not a
Just
girl. She's a supreme being.
She's
She's a Fifth
yeah.
Element.
I'll
dude.
say. She's the supreme
I
being?
stand.
Yes, she is. As everybody behaves
Wow.
in the movie.
I know. Look who's here.
Exactly.
Supreme being.
Whoa, hubba, hubba. Right. That is the general reaction of all the men in the movie.
Pretty annoying.
So
but-
Bruce Willis is 2 years older than we are when he's making The Fifth Element.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we are almost Corbin Dallas's age at this point.
So
And-
we could
and
say Tricky's line where I am Corbin Dallas.
I am Corbin Dallas.
Oh, that's tricky.
That was Tricky.
yeah.
His right arm.
My so-called podcast's tricky.
Yep.
Back in the 90s, I did not watch the whole movie in one sitting.
Oh, yeah.
And I would
How
tune
could
in
you?
and I'd see it for 30 minutes and then I'd lose interest and do something else. But I was entertained and intrigued by the costume and set design. But I never wanted to sit and watch the whole movie. There wasn't enough there to draw me in.
That's probably
So it's a good way, I think,
the
to
best
view
way
this
to
movie.
experience
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for watching it for this episode, it was the first time I watched it from beginning to
Which is
end.
not the best way to watch it.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, no, I took breaks. I watched it for a couple days. But I did watch from beginning to end over a span of a couple days.
You didn't watch random scenes
Yeah.
over a couple.
I hadn't seen all the scenes.
You didn't shuffle the movie.
I like to watch The Fifth Element on shuffle.
Exactly.
Could be enjoyable.
It couldn't be worse.
True.
I mean, it would make just as much sense too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started writing down all the ridiculous things that happened, and it was just
Whoa.
like, nope, don't even
You
bother.
got quite a
Well,
bit. You got
but
a lot of
I
papers
still
there.
wrote a little bit down, but it's like there's no reason to even say how silly or this doesn't make sense that the armored rodent couldn't get out from behind the wall that closes.
Exactly.
He's got the damn
He's
key.
right away.
Just waiting to open it from the inside.
Exactly.
Why are his boys in a rush to get out of there? The war's not for another 200 years.
So
And
300 years.
why does Luke Perry shooting the ceiling make that happen?
Yeah, he has some sort of security hidden button in the ceiling that closes
So
slowly.
even if the
I was
okay,
like, okay,
so
we're done here. I'm just gonna try to
the lock
not
is
be
okay.
offended by.
There's only a
the
lock from
laws
the
here.
outside, but yeah, he puts his hand out, so he gets the key. Just open the door again.
Good point.
They should have had some
Right, so he had.
Exactly.
like the worst thing he could have done.
So I think that one of the things that we're seeing there is young little Lukey,
Dylan.
16-year-old Luc Besson. No, not Luke Perry. Luc
okay,
Besson, the bored teenager.
Yeah.
I think not only did he have all the ideas and names and everything, he came up with the Supreme Being language,
Yeah.
which only has 400 words or something. And
Not so
Mila
supreme.
Jovovich, or how you say her name, she learned it, and they were communicating, writing letters to one another, and would speak only in that
Yeah.
language while they're making this movie.
Which I think
Nice.
led to them getting married. That
Well,
was the
yeah, they did
connection.
get married,
And
yeah.
then divorced shortly after.
Yeah, he
Or-
was dating.
Yeah.
He was dating
The
the
diva.
diva
Oh,
Lava
Lou
Laguna.
Maneri?
He was married to her.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. The one name.
Planetarium.
Yes.
Planetarium.
Lava Laguna.
Yeah.
He was married to her
Yeah.
and dumped her for the Supreme Being. So, like, this is definitely a creator making the stuff that's in his head out in the world and then pretending that it's real and then just
Exactly.
marrying it.
He like blows dust off the script from when he was a teenager. He's like, should I try to fix this a little bit? Nah, man, I'm just gonna hire
He
Coultier
did.
and put some crazy costumes.
Well, it was
together.
400 pages. He had to cut some stuff.
200 pages.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Oh, okay.
Initially,
He
when
did
wrote
have
it,
a.
like
There
6
is
years
a
ago.
co-writer.
Yeah, he
Credits.
hired some comic book authors to help him out.
Oh, okay.
And the
Should have hired Carrie Fisher.
Heyo. Yeah, she would have helped.
Yeah, she's good at.
Gave it a
cleaning
little
up
bit
scripts.
more. Yeah, exactly.
She did it before.
do you think she'd be a better Lilu in
Right,
1997?
yeah.
Or George Lucas's wife. She did
Yeah.
a great job.
Yeah. You know who
Polly
was-
Platt.
Polly, yeah.
Polly Platt would be good too. Yeah.
So what I think, along with writing the screenplay, he also had images in his head that he wanted to get on the screen. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. Do not disturb. There we go. Like, I think that Lilu standing on the edge of the building with those bandage wrap thingies on
Yeah.
her, like, with her back against the wall,
Yeah.
deciding to jump and land in the car. Like, I'm sure all of that was like, this is gonna be great. And then it's like 5 minutes of bada boom. You know, bada boom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
big boom, bada
Yeah.
boom. Bada boom. Bing, bada boom. Bada boom. Boom. Big, bada,
Riveting
bing.
It
dialogue.
was, yeah.
That was about 10 minutes of the movie there.
I had to turn on the subtitles to make sure I got it all.
And then later on, he's like, it's me. Bada boom. Bing, bada, bing, bada boom. Bada, jeez. Bada boom.
Yeah.
So that's when Lilu, the ultimate being, jumps off a building and lands in our hero Corbin Dallas's cab. That's what's happening in that part of the movie.
And then our introduction to Bruce Willis's character was pretty annoying. I remember watching this and I was just kind of like, what is going on? He wakes up,
Well, that
Ben-
cool music is playing.
yeah.
He has those
Yeah.
really long filtered cigarettes. I
Yeah,
think
what's,
those are
those, yeah, what's that about?
They help you quit smoking.
Oh, is that it? Okay. And he doesn't have any.
They're so long.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so tired
Well,
of
I guess
this one.
they
Really gross
filter-
once you start smoking the filter.
It really filters out all the nicotine. And then he never sets up the stage that he doesn't have any matches. He
Right.
keeps searching for matches.
Right, yeah. That's the Chekhov
Yeah,
gun.
yeah, exactly.
In this movie. If you show a match in the first scene, you gotta light it to save the universe later on.
And then faint. A lot of fainting going on, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a lot of
Which is
fainting.
kind of dumb.
I think that's the French humor.
That
Yeah,
might
maybe
be,
it's a cultural thing.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
man, that guy just fell over. Yeah, because later on, Luc Besson did make some action comedies in France. The Taxi movies were big hits.
Yeah.
Um,
Queen
no,
Latifah and Jimmy Fallon.
yeah,
And
no,
Danny DeVito.
I was going to say Andy Kaufman. In the early 2000s, he really made a big splash in France in action comedies. How'd you like how her thermal bandages looked like a sexy swimsuit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked out.
It was something. Not much of a container that she was created in.
No.
It's like, you can never get past this.
Punch.
Yeah, exactly.
And it goes to the tinfoil wall as she breaks out.
So they
Oh,
use
that's
her.
right, yeah.
They use. She's a complex being. You can tell because her DNA has more stuff in it.
I don't understand the Fifth Element. Did they take it out? The Mondo shot ones at the
They
beginning.
took one of the.
Is she alive?
They
I mean, what
took
is
one
the-
of the hands
Yeah.
of the armadillo guys.
But the beginning part when they removed
No,
the
yeah.
stones,
So she's in the
she's
stone.
in this little sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Is she alive
Yes.
in the sarcophagus as a being? I never really understood that.
No,
part.
yeah, you're right. That doesn't make sense.
And they just
I
find
guess
a piece
she
of
is.
the sarcophagus and they recreate.
Maybe they're
Her.
all. We're all.
Is she,
I mean,
does she have a shell like the other robot armadillos?
There's
No, I
one.
don't-
You'd have to ask
It's
Bruce Willis because
confusing.
he knows they're together now.
With Mila?
No, the Fifth Element.
Oh, yes.
Lilu. Yeah, that. I thought you weren't going to do that, where you point out the plot holes.
Oh yeah, no, I
No,
said
go
I wasn't,
ahead.
but I am going to do it.
Do it,
Because
yeah.
There's so many of them. But I did not. I don't really like the Lilu character. It's a little disturbing how she's portrayed.
She's like a
It's
sexy
like a manic,
toddler.
It's like a supreme, the manic pixie dream girl trope,
Yeah,
which
right.
done to a really high level. That's
Manly
pretty
pixie god
uncomfortable.
being.
yeah. She's innocent.
Yeah, it could have been interesting that you know.
She could have been more of a badass. I think
Right.
That would have been better.
Yeah, more punching.
Yeah.
She punched
did-
those Mangalores a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah. Then she got
Shot.
beat down by Zorg.
Yeah.
And then she needed Bruce to save her.
You know, Gary Oldman, who plays Zorg, he was on going record as saying he's like, it's fine. No, he doesn't like the movie.
I can't bear it.
yeah,
is what
exactly.
He
He,
said.
had to do it because
This is in the same Playboy interview that he defended Mel Gibson
Oh, well,
and Harvey Weinstein,
yeah.
and then he still won an Oscar.
I think he won
after
the
that
Oscar
interview.
before the interview, didn't he? Or did he?
I think
this
it was
a
right
recent
beforehand. Yeah, yeah. Gary Oldman, not the greatest guy.
I see.
Turns out.
Interesting.
Yeah, he likes his mom. Didn't he take his mom to the Oscars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't like their mom?
There are some people who don't like their mom.
Gary, we don't need to hear about it.
Okay.
Let's not go there. Did you know he was filming Nil by Mouth at the same time as acting in this movie? Because Luc Besson was financing.
Yeah,
it.
he said basically that was me singing for my supper, The
Yeah.
Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Because Luc Besson helped him make
He,
Nil.
I think
So he
everybody.
decided to play Zorg as Colonel Sanders.
From Texas.
Yeah.
You could have
He's-
cut out his character in the movie, it would have been fine.
Right.
I mean, you could have cut a lot of things.
Okay, I don't think you
Or
could
cut
cut.
the-
I don't think you could cut anything and make this movie fine.
I mean, it would be the same equilibrium as it is now.
But would it be better on shuffle?
Maybe not. But interesting, he's kind of the key antagonist, yet he never really meets the protagonist, Bruce, in any scene, which is kind of interesting.
It is interesting
Yeah.
that they never meet. They almost
Which means maybe
meet.
he shouldn't be in the film if he's
That's
not really
true, yeah.
needed
Well,
to
that's probably
challenge
it,
the
yeah.
protagonist.
Well, I mean, the Mangalores have to have a reason to get the MacGuffin.
Yeah, but what is his motivation?
I guess Mr. Shadow, whoever that is, could have hired the Mangalores, and then you don't need Zorg.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Mr. Shadow's the big, massive.
Gooey ball.
But what is it?
I mean, it's.
It creates liquid fear.
Yeah, what is it? Looks sort of like chocolate syrup,
It does
liquid
look
fear.
like from Psycho.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except for it's in color, so it looks like chocolate syrup.
Yeah, they should have made those scenes in black and white.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, did they
Or
explain
they could
that
have
in
made
the
it by
movie
Gus
that that
Van
was liquid
Sant.
fear?
No, and I kind of like that it's not explained.
That's
Okay.
that's one of the
Explained.
nice touches.
Yeah.
I would say I actually think this movie has some legit good filmmaking touches. He does a lot of funny match cuts that I enjoy.
The editing's good.
Well, yeah, there is a lot of that.
There's good
Yeah,
editing.
where there's action going on in a lot of different places, and he's cutting all that together.
Like to the president, who's like,
Oh,
I wonder.
You know what we haven't even mentioned yet?
The
How
president?
annoying is Chris Tucker in this
Oh,
movie?
I had a question.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker, hate or like?
I would say I like him in this.
Yeah, I don't mind him.
I did not like
yeah,
him in
I can
this.
see how he's a divisive
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, I could see it being love or hate.
Yeah.
I would say that I don't love or hate, but I think it's an interest. He's doing something interesting.
I enjoy Chris Tucker in Friday. He's hilarious in Friday, so I like
Where
him
do
in
you
that.
stand on Money Talks?
Wow, I don't know. I haven't seen Money Talk.
How about the Rush Hour
Rush Hour.
films?
Well, so I saw that he's fine in Rush Hour too. So it's not like but what he's doing in this movie, I did not care for.
He's committing.
Yes.
What about as everybody hates Chris?
I don't
TV
remember
show?
that. Was he in
That's
that?
I don't
Chris
think he's
Rock.
in that.
No.
His little actor portrayed him as a kid.
That's,
Well, that's
Chris Rock.
Is that Chris Rock?
Yeah,
That's Chris
yeah.
Tucker.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wow.
So
something
I would say President Lindbergh, played by Tommy Tiny Lister.
Yeah,
that's just bad acting.
That's miscasting.
Well, that person can't act.
Right. And I like Tiny Lister in Friday.
Oh, and no holds barred.
Yeah, exactly.
With Hulk Hogan.
But I don't know. Chris Tucker's he's really doing something in this movie.
I agree. And who knew radio would be so big in 2263? They have a
exactly.
created ability to portray visual images and beam that around, but they
Right.
do have radio.
They're all listening.
Interesting.
Everybody's listening
Some
to
technology
it.
advances and some doesn't.
300 years from now, maybe it's sort of a throwback thing. Like everybody's into vinyl now.
Yeah.
Could be, yeah. It's cyclical.
Right.
It's sexy because it's old school.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Old school's
into
pretty
him
hot.
because he's got that hairdryer hair.
Everybody likes him.
In that one. In the first scene, he has hairdryer hair, but then he has like a little.
three little mini buns.
Exactly.
That's Jean Paul Gaultier hanging out
Sure.
on the set.
Yeah.
And
Do you
he's
think he
sort of like-
he kind of continues in the film too long? Like he's there at the very
Yeah,
end, which
yeah.
is kind
It's
of weird
odd.
as a minor.
Although he
needed
has the
we needed a
punchline.
fourth character,
yeah.
He has a punchline at the end that's pretty funny where he's like, "Why are you cheering? There's gonna be a bomb or something. I'm leaving."
Yeah, he just walks away.
He just leaves.
Yeah.
True.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I laughed at that part.
I sort of liked the part where everybody wants to go to Floss in Paradise, so they all have the same plan to pretend to be Corbin
Yeah,
Dallas.
How many tickets are out there to go there?
Well, why is there only one way to get to Floss in Paradise? It's like everybody's trying to sneak onto this plane as Corbin Dallas, but then Gary Oldman just flies there. Like,
well, he is the most powerful man.
Yeah, because
Well, he's got his own spaceship.
but I mean, cabs fly. Can you just fly to Floss in
no,
Paradise?
they can't. No, they made the
Take a-
jump to light speed or something
Yeah.
like that when that jet did.
You can't fly the moon in a Boeing 737, but you can in a space shuttle.
Right,
Okay.
they're different flying
So where's got the
contraptions.
spaceship?
All right, but still, I'm overstepping my statement. There must be another way to get there.
I think Gary Oldman got there.
Yeah.
He did, and he went back again.
If you want something
Yeah.
done, you do it yourself. Except for, you still have to look in the box, Gary Oldman.
Yeah, you
Look
should've.
in the box. Why did they even think that box was it? There were other boxes. I think
She
his
gave it
reaction-
to him. So
Oh,
like,
she threw it at him.
he should have looked in it, but she was picking it up, and he's like, "Well, give me that." He just assumed, and you know what happens when you assume.
You blow up
Exactly,
later on
yeah.
whenever there's another bomb in the room where you topped your bomb that has the same seconds on it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Right?
That was convenient with the master lock. Did you see that? It was a
It's
master
like a
lock.
master lock. Well, they spent all their money on the extras' costumes.
Yeah,
They
that's true.
And on the opera singer.
Yeah.
What you guys would like or love or hate the diva Plava Laguna.
I kind of like it. She can really belt it out with 4 stones in her gut.
Yeah,
so props to her.
What part of her body are those in?
Right. She has
One
a
of her
couple
cavities.
stomachs. Yeah, several stomachs. That alien creature.
She's like a cow.
So this time watching it, I wasn't as annoyed. But I remember when I first saw it again, that song just went on forever, and I was just like, "Be done! Stop singing already!"
Well, she said it's the whole song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she sings an opera thing, and then it turns into kind of a dance hall deal. I think if it would have just been the opera aria, I would have been better with that. I do like that the stage opens and it's the earth behind her. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a cool scene. They
that's
committed to it. I
that's the-
appreciate that they didn't change it. Yeah,
halfway do
we're
it.
going to do this for a full, however long it is,
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes.
Right.
Well,
the Mangalore fighting happens simultaneously.
Right.
There's a lot of
There's
match
good
cutting.
editing there.
Yeah,
again,
that, but I still felt it went
Dun,
too
dun,
long
dun.
last time. This time, I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
Well, you're prepared
Maybe I was.
for all of
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Yeah, it's a wild, wild ride.
Yeah, and Corbin straight up murders 3 military people in his refrigerator, and nobody cares.
No, but he's not killed because he's back again. That guy's
Oh,
with
he
the
is back
president.
later. Okay,
Yes.
so
You're
they
right.
thought him out, and he was okay.
Yes.
I thought he just killed those people.
That is-
I was a little taken aback.
But
It's quite
Corbin
a
straight
turn.
up murders a lot of people. His way of handling anything is to shoot or blow it up.
Yes, yes.
He's
So
not.
true.
He's not like a MacGyver or a
But those
Indiana
are people
Jones.
trying to kill
No.
him, not these people trying
Yeah, that's
to
right.
enlist his help.
And his
Well, he
former
al-
co-workers, even.
He almost murders the priest. Like, why doesn't he know how the stuff in his own apartment works?
They just go in, though. You know, he's like, I don't know how that.
Why would your bed be wrapped in plastic?
Yeah, that
in the
doesn't make.
evening?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I do like the space-saving thing of the fridge being under the shower.
So, but then, where's that building? Is there some apartment underneath it?
It goes to somebody's apartment down below.
Exactly.
Whenever you're taking a shower, all bets are off. They can just eat your food.
Exactly.
Mom, the refrigerator upstairs is down here again. You want some V8?
Or if they're in the shower and he wants to.
Does Lilo in the apartment
sends
above
a-
them when she's up getting a
So
shower?
refrigerator shower.
Auto wash. Auto wash. Yeah, I kind of like that the food truck that flies is that comes up to his window and hangs out with him.
Yeah, that was fine. I mean, it was a little racist, but
I
yeah,
would agree. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, cultural stereotypes.
I guess
not
yeah.
quite racist.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so
But yeah, but it's neat that at the first you think he's at a restaurant, but then you realize he's at home.
Yeah.
but then he
mobile
has to
ramen
leave
bar.
because his mom calls.
Okay, that's my least favorite
Yeah,
thing. in the
that's-
movie.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Stupid.
That's somebody not telling Luc Besson
Yeah.
no. Like,
Yeah.
what? I think that's him. So it's supposed to be New York City. There's no reason for it to be New York City. It doesn't look a thing like New York City. Everybody speaks like with all these different accents. Like, but I guess that's him trying to be like, this is what New York mothers are like, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some
I don't know
kid
what
from
it was.
France
Yeah.
impression of New York.
Yeah.
And moms.
Maybe it was one of those things that he couldn't part with. Like, he thought that would be hilarious. Like, and they're still
Obviously
going to
thought
have...
it was hilarious.
and
And
there's
it's the stinger at the end, even
Right, where she's talking to the
Yes.
president.
Yeah.
At the very end, she's still there. Yeah.
Right. Although the president's terrible too, so it's sort of a double whammy of terribleness. Then with the cream on the crop or the cream on cherry on top or some sort of cream.
Yeah, no, but
That's some sort of cream that's risen to the very top is what?
is the Eric Serra song that's on the end credits. It's like, well,
Sounds like a Bon Jovi song.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi.
Because Eric Serra is his house composer. He always does the scores. And I think the score for this is fairly interesting. It's got all these different like world music in it.
Yeah.
But then he always has to have like a pop song because he fancies himself sort of a pop singer. So he gets that song at the end.
Yeah.
Alicia fell asleep halfway through this movie and she woke up at that music like, what is this?
yeah.
And why are you in that little pot at the very end?
So
They're recovering.
Yeah, that was helping him heal.
She just took a few, glancing bullet shots.
maybe it was because she shot all that energy out of her mouth.
Oh, yeah, that probably messed her up.
He had to shoot her again with slightly greasy solar atoms, which is what he says he shoots over her in order to protect her.
Why does Corbin get in there with her? He's a human.
Because he likes...
Love is the fifth element.
Right, because 42-year-old...
He's that special sauce that goes with the greasy
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, because 42-year-old Bruce Willis needs to get it on with 20-year-old Mila Jovovich.
Yes.
And make us all feel really gross.
Yeah.
It's like Manhattan in here.
I mean, she's 20. That's at least better.
Any parting thoughts? Any other thoughts there, Duggan?
I mean, I think you don't take this movie seriously.
No, you
And
can't.
you can get some enjoyment out of
Yeah.
it. It's visually imaginative. It was definitely crafted with some painstakingly, thought into how it looks and how it was created. So I appreciate that aspect of it. And you have to really suspend your thinking on what's going on. Does this really make sense in the plot? And
Even saying that, it's too long.
it is a little too long.
it's
You
too
can
long.
probably get it under 2 hours.
Right, we didn't need that whole song.
Well, we don't need a lot. I mean, just take your pick. Like,
Yeah.
my thing of this movie is if you get up to go to the bathroom or make a sandwich or do the laundry or go for a run, you do not need to pause it.
Which is
Right,
why when
yeah,
I watched
that-
it in 30-minute increments,
That's what-
I wasn't like, I can't understand watching it at an hour mark,
Right. Oh, yeah, you had to do the last time on The Fifth Element. It's like The Wire.
It's very different from The Wire, now that you mention it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Except for The Wire does take place 300 years in the future. It's just Baltimore hasn't changed at all.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
They're really stuck
sorry,
there.
Baltimore, that was uncalled for.
Not cool.
It's a nice place. Charm City, baby.
Yeah. No, I like the Baltimore Orioles. Camden Yards.
They are in Baltimore. There's more to it than that.
That's all I really know.
Oh.
I've been to Baltimore once to watch a baseball game.
Oh.
They won 1-0. They beat the Red Sox.
Oh. Great.
It's a nice baseball stadium too.
Was it a complete game shutout?
No, I would have mentioned that.
I'm sorry.
All right, the
So
fifth element.
4 stars would be well-deserved classic status. 3 stars would be what did you say?
3. Well, I was really more for albums. I don't really have a good.
3 stars is
definition.
this is a really good movie, pretty good movie.
Yeah.
2 stars is
not a good
we
movie.
were young. We know we thought it was good. It is not good. And no, that's 1 star.
1 star is
Yeah,
trash.
Straight trash.
That's
why-
straight trash.
No, so that's why I haven't watched The Fifth Element in a while. because-
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Whatever. We make up your own mind. 1 is bad.
I will go to purely on the strength of the visual flair of the movie, and it's kind of funny at times. I wish it could have been a little bit more campy. I might have gotten more enjoyment.
Or more
out of it.
serious.
Or more
Yeah.
serious. It's Blade. It's not Blade Runner, which I do like Blade Runner and the new Blade Runner.
I like the new Blade Runner a lot.
I think it is
That's
better.
a good
It's better than
example.
the first one.
It's
Yeah.
a good example of
Yes.
taking this kind of thing really seriously.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So 2 stars.
Yeah, I'll go. I think 1997, Gary would have gave this 1 star.
Or 0 stars.
Yeah, but I can rewatching it again. I'll give it 2 stars. I think there were some stuff worth watching. So, Eric, what are you going to give it?
Yeah. 2 stars. Maybe. I don't know what's going on upstairs.
No.
Gary.
Hey, we all
Sure.
agree.
2
once
stars,
again.
yeah.
2
Yeah.
stars.
Okay, well,
Yes.
thanks for listening to my so-called podcast. We're all over the internet.
Yep.
Scotty's in town for a couple more days.
One day.
All right.
We hope you come on back in 2 weeks, and we'll go back to the 90s.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll come back from 300 years in the future, back to the 90s.
There you go.
Bye.
Bye.
That's all my dad.
That's all. Oh man, this is slowly getting more and more complex.
Yeah.
Add in a trombone next.
A rusty trombone.